There's just so much information that I want to share about toxic relationships because those are the relationships that really tell you something about yourself more than it does about another person. And that's why I stress accountability so much because once you're accountable for the choices that you make, you can break free from those type of relationships. I got to explain to you how you end up sticking to those type of relationships for you to be able to break free from them because you're going to free yourself. Because right now, whether you know it or not, or feel it or not, you are actually loving that situation that you're in. And that's because that's how you've been taught. See, from a young age, since we've been little, we've been getting training, and we may not be aware of it, what we've been taught, but we've been taught how to love. And most of us have been in dysfunctional family environments, dysfunctional family environments, dysfunctional societies. We've been in dysfunctional type situations, learning dysfunctional stuff. We watched so much stuff growing up that we actually trained ourselves to think that it is normal. This is not normal. What you've been taught is not normal. So, because you've been taught this way, you've learned to accept some abnormal things, including relationships. Actually, relationships are the key to showing us of our dysfunctional thinking. Because I mean, you're familiar with rejection and not being trusted and mistreated and harmed, and you're familiar with being talked down to, and then you get in relationships where a person is ignoring you and rejecting you and talking down to you, and you're actually feeding this in your head, these thoughts, these things that you've been taught. You're feeding this mess with the mess that you the way you're being treated with your outside environment. You're feeding this mess with mess. And so if you change these thoughts in your head, if you change this training that's been taught to you, you can start to reject this mess that's coming to you. You can start rejecting toxic relationships. It'll, your self-talk, the things in your mind that you've accepted, and you think that that is love, and it's not love because you've trained this to think that abuse and dysfunction is love. It's trained. It's not your fault, but it's there. And so when you get this abuse, when you get this dysfunction, this is happy. But when you get with someone you love, you expect them to love you different. You know that is not right. You know that this isn't really love. For some reason you're accepting that. For some reason, and that reason is because you've been trained to accept it. That's what you have to be aware of. At no fault of your own, you have been taught. Everything you picked up on, you have been taught. And so when you're feeding this with this, you're going back and you're staying because you're content here. This is a comfort zone. You're familiar with this. And, and so, yeah, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're tired, you're unhappy, you got anxiety, all this mess, low self-image. You're telling yourself that you're not worthy of it. And actually, you feel that way right here. You feel it in your mind. But you got to change this. You got to start affirming to yourself that you deserve better. And once you feel the wholeness and change your self talk and change the negative thinking and the programming and the neural pathways built from this programming, then you can become strong and you'll start rejecting the mistreatment. You'll start rejecting this dysfunction. You won't even want it anymore. That's when you know that you have arrived. Dysfunctional relationships are not normal. You've been taught that they were normal. You stick around because in your subconscious, deep within you, that self talk is telling you that that is normal. I'm here to tell you that it is not normal. And you're going to get it right. because your life depends on it. You deserve so much better.